Welcome back. This is the 6th video in this House T AutoCAD 2020 modelling course. Our ground floor building, our ground floor form is very close to being finished. We've just got some kind of minor tasks to complete here. Okay, so we'll start with the door at the back here, because the last thing we worked on was the doors. Okay, so this door is a more standard door. The majority of doors in this building are sliding, but this one is a more standard affair. Okay, so let's copy what we have here up into that opening first. So we'll copy, we'll pick this doorway, enter, and this one is flush with the outside of the building. Okay, let's check the frame positions. So the frame needs stretched in a bit there, so let's lock the white layer, let's lock the walls so we don't do any shifts by accident, and then stretch, and we can take the frame to the corner of the white. So the frame's fitting properly, it's the door leaf that needs adjustment. Okay, so we'll also lock the door frame now so we don't disturb that. Okay, this door isn't likely to be shown open. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll delete the door edges, take away the 3D faces at the door edges. Okay, and for simplicity's sake, let's delete the front face as well, and we can just stretch this into position. We can just use the grips to move that 3D face into position at the back. Okay, and then copy that towards us by the thickness of an external door. Ortho is on, copy it towards us, let's go 44 for that. The external doors tend to be a bit thicker. We have 38 on the internal doors. Okay, so while we're still in the same vein as kind of openings and the likes, we have a window that goes in this location. But this has got a much more elegant frame. It wants to be basically frameless. Okay, so let's create a new frame, so have a metal window frame. Okay, so this will be 3D win frame, we'll call it metal. Okay, and we'll make it a bit of a different colour. Let's maybe go this kind of tealish kind of colour. Make it current. Let's close. Okay, what we'll do is we'll stand our window on the ledge here, so we'll have just a very minimal frame on this ledge. So change to the right UCS first, and let's draw up from this corner to the underside of the beam. Okay, so a polyline from here to this position. Okay, so that sets the height that's possible for the window. Okay, so what we can do now is a rectangle from end point here down to there. Okay, so there'll be a soffit in this position, okay, that fills the gap beyond the beam. Okay, and then we'll have ceiling beyond that. Okay, so it's a rectangle now. From the end point here to the corner there. There's an extra line under there that we don't really want, so erase, crossing through there, hold shift, take away the newest item. Okay, we're going to model this one just as a solids instead of 3D faces, just for a bit of variation. Okay, and because it's a bit slenderer and a bit difficult to model, solid will be a bit easier here. Okay, so offset now just by 10 millimeters, so it's a very nominal window frame, so we're going in the way by 10 millimeters. Okay, now extrude these both, okay, and make it look as if it's coming towards you, but tell it you want to go -25. So it's a very slim window frame. Subtract now from the outer shape, enter, pick the inner shape, enter. Okay, let's just shade that and make sure we've got something solid that we can see through, so very, very slender window frame there. 2D wireframe, we need to put some glass in that opening, so we've got our window glass. Okay, and a 3D face for this, just a single leaf, midpoints to midpoint, going all the way around, picking up these midpoints, and that's our glass. So let's just check that. Okay, it looks like it's got glass in it now, that's good. Okay, back to 2D wireframe. Okay, we want to block this off, so we're going to use a layer, just for kind of a general kind of slab layer for this. So create a new layer, 3D slab. So this will be it's the underside of the floor slab. So let's say 3D slab. Sorry, I spell it right. 3D slab US for underside ground floor. Okay, and we want a new layer color for that, something we haven't used before. Current, and close, and this could be a region. Okay, so change to your world coordinate system. We want a rectangle. Okay, if we go from the corner of the window frame to the corner of the beam, and then region that, so it's reg. We should have closed that off, so let's just check. Good. Okay. So that level is the underside of the structure. Okay. But this is the ceiling level in the building. Okay. Now I think what we'll do is we'll do the kind of floors. Let's work our way up from the ground upwards. Okay, so we'll do the floors first, then we'll get to the ceiling. Okay, so 2D wireframe. I'm just going to freeze layer 0 here. Okay, just gets rid of a few of the objects. We probably don't need to see the door leaves, so let's hide the door leaves. Sorry. So let's switch off the door leaves and the door leaf edges. Just gets a bit of the clutter out of the way. We don't need to see the beam just now. Well, but we do need to see the staircases. So that was floors, concrete. So we need to see those. Okay, and make that your current layer. So we'll have kind of exposed concrete floors and then a wooden floor. So this is a wee bit tricky, drawing the shape here. So it's a polyline. I'm going to start at the corner of the stair. Okay, we'll go into the back area here, and we don't really need to go all the way to the bottom of the stairs, but actually we'll take it to this point, there will be a floor. Okay, and then we'll come to the face of these openings. Okay, and then close that shape. Okay, so that's the shape of the concrete floor at the back. Okay, so region that, so it's reg. Okay, now we need a timber floor area for everything else. So that's a new layer, 3D FLR, and we're using the word wood instead. I think we'll go for wood instead of timber. And this is G, floor wood G, and a fairly light colour that we can see, and make that current. Okay, and we're basically polylining everything that's left. Polyline, let's go from the corner here. We can cut right through the wall, we don't have to go around everything here. We could go perpendicular, then right the way across to here. Okay, we're going to the underside of the dining ledge. We can run right the way through, we don't have to worry about the collisions with the concrete. We don't have to go around every single object and then close again. Okay, so actually kind of a simpler shape for that floor, and region again. Okay, let's have a look. We should be looking a bit more model-like now. We've got our floors in. Okay, next one's a wee bit trickier. It's the ceiling, because it's determining where the ceiling hits this object. We could skip a ceiling in this area, but let's just show you how you would determine where the ceiling height is. Okay, so I need a layer, 3D ceiling. I'll just use a shortening for that, ceiling G. Okay, I'll use a fairly bright colour. Oh, I've already got ceiling here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We've already got the layer, so we'll use it. It's not in use at the moment, so make it current. It's been left over from somewhere. Okay. So the height of the ceiling is this level here. Okay, but it's where it hits the staircase that I'm interested in. So let's change to the front coordinates, sorry, to the right coordinate system, and draw a line along the edge of the back of the stair there. Okay. Now draw a line along the edge of this soffit. Now, from this angle, it doesn't look like these two cut each other, but if we were using the right view, if we were looking at it from this side, the lines would cross each other. So they should be trimmable. We should be able to use this as a cutter, enter, and it should trim this line. Do you see it's trimming? Because it's operating in that direction. Okay, so we know where the ceiling hits the underside of the stair. If we copy that line across, we've then got some points that we can use for our polyline. So back to the world coordinate system now. Okay, delete this line, it's done its job. And then polyline. Let's start here, just so we know what's happening. Okay, I can go to there. I could go perpendicular now to this surface. Okay, and see it finds a spot in space. So that's what polylines are great for this. Okay, we want to come down to the corner of the room. Remember this is higher, this is a space that's higher above the stairs, so we don't go above that. Okay. We should actually put the beam back on at this point. Okay, because we want the ceiling to stop at the beam. Okay, so I'm going to pick up the polyline again at this point. We're taking it to the beam. Let's run right the way through. Okay, we'll come to this wall. Actually, let's take it to the edge of that. We'll take it to this wall. Then we want to be perpendicular to the window. So I'm typing in PER as I go there. Okay, come to the corner here. Okay, break through the wall, perpendicular again. Come to this point, to where the beam hits there, to the corner of the building, and we get back to where we started. Delete those two lines. These are separate polylines at the moment, so you can fillet those two together. That works usually quite happily. If I can find fillet, there we are. Pick one, pick the other. This should be a single polyline now, and that can become a region. Okay, there's just one more modification we need to make to this. If we leave this bit of wall at this height that it is, it's going to show up through the floor above. So what we'll do is we'll just take 50mm off that. So let's unlock the layers that we locked. So there's 3 locked layers at the moment. So we unlock before we forget. Concrete. So we only locked 3 layers. Make the white wall your current layer, and we then want a rectangle on top there. So rectangle it back to the beam. Okay. Extrude that shape by just 50mm. Okay. We'll move it downwards so it's overlapping the original shape, and then you can subtract from the bigger shape, enter, pick the smaller shape, enter. So we've just shaved a bit off the top of that just to deal with the clash with upstairs. Okay, now 3D layers that are switched off, we'll put those back on. Gravel. Okay, and you'll notice there's 2 frozen layers still. Okay, so this is the final item to go on the ground floor. If we thaw those 2 frozen layers, we should see an item here. This is the kitchen worktop and a frontage for it as well. We've got a kind of a half-it, a panel at the front. Okay, and this goes at this location here. So if I draw a little circle there, you can see where it's going to. So it's going from this circle to that circle. So move these objects, enter. Let's just put center on here just for a second. From center to the end point there. Okay, so we've got a concrete ledge here, but we've got a stainless steel worktop in that position. So these have all done their job, they can be deleted. Okay. And that's our ground floor completed. Okay, we could include the kind of underside of the concrete slab. So So if we're wanting to kind of break the model apart at any point, then that is something we probably would want to do. Let me just check the height here. We've got 186, that's okay then. So we've got our slab layer here. Let's make that current. Okay, and the slab shape is fairly simple. So for polyline, okay, we can come perpendicular to the wall here. Okay, over to the corner, back to the beam, and then close. This will run right the way across the top. Okay, region that. Let's just look at it in shaded. Now effectively at the moment it's at the wrong level. It's at floor level above. So what we want to do is move that down. Okay, got ortho on. We're just moving it down 150. Okay, so we've got the underside of the first floor concrete, and that's the ground floor modelled.